Have you ever wondered if guardian angels are real or if you've ever had a personal experience with a guardian angel? I'm going to give you two very clear examples of how a guardian angel stepped into my lifetime and basically saved me and helped me to survive something pretty significant in my life. So, if you want to hang out and come along with me on this journey in this episode, I would love if you would like and subscribe if you're new here and share some stories in the comments about what you think has happened in your life. Maybe when you believe a guardian angel has stepped in to help you. If you're new here, my name is Angie. I am an intuitive psychic medium, a spirit channel for the wisdom keepers. I channel every Wednesday here live on YouTube at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And you're welcome just to come and watch if you would like to hear those channeled messages. If you're looking for healing support or guidance, I do have sessions available, and you're welcome to get on to my website, angieharris.org, and schedule one of those with me. So let's get into the fun stuff. I am not gonna lie, there's been times I'm like, okay, I believe that we have guardian angels, but I don't know that I know that I know. It's not that I don't believe it, it's just like, okay, so how have you helped me? How have you been a part of my life if you're here to help guard me or protect me? And, I have conversations with spirits all the time. I talk to my dad who is passed. He passed in 2020 from cancer. I talk to with the wisdom keepers. I have conversations with the non-physical beings all the time. But when it came to my guardian angel, I was kind of like, I need a little bit more clarity on this. And the other night, they dropped right in and they gave me very clear evidence of times that they basically saved my life. I'm going to name two in this episode. And again, I would love to hear if you have any stories of yourself, if you want to share them below in the comments. So, the first one, they showed me when I was about 11, 12 years old, somewhere around there. Our family took a trip to Padre Island. We were hanging out there for about a week, and I decided I was going to go swimming in the ocean. So I went out into the ocean, and just maybe because I'm an Aries, or I'm just always been somebody that liked to test the limits when I did something. Now, not too much, but I like to mountain bike, so I do kind of risky sports. And that day, even at that young age, I thought, I want to see how far I can get out in the ocean. Not a good idea. Do not recommend this. But in my little mind, I had no idea that there was a current that could pull me underneath or how dangerous it really could be. So I began my process of swimming out and I kept swimming and swimming. And before I knew it, I was being caught up in waves and taken out further. And when I was trying to swim back to the shore, I felt like I was stuck, like I wasn't moving forward at all. And then suddenly another wave comes and it pulls me underneath the current. And I remember going so deep down into the water, I really thought I was not going to make it back to the top. And in my panic, I remember I heard this very gentle voice, and I didn't realize it could have been my guardian angel. I heard this gentle voice say, "Relax. You'll just float to the top. Don't fight. Don't try to swim. Just relax and float and just let your body get to the top." And so I let go and I had this I thought it was the sun at the time. I saw this bright light come in and help guide my body back to the surface of the water. And then the water kind of calmed enough that I could swim back to shore. And I always thought that was such an interesting experience. I still remember all the details of it because it was very scary. And I always thought, maybe something saved me, but I didn't know for sure. Well, the other day, my spirit team came in, my angel came in and said, "That was me. That wasn't the sun that you were looking up and seeing. That was me coming into the water with you, getting you, reminding you to trust, and pulling you back to the surface to help you get back to shore. I don't know that I ever told anybody. I didn't tell my family. I didn't really share anything about that experience because it was really scary. And I didn't want to get in trouble for going so far out in the ocean. So I kind of just tucked it in the back of my mind as an experience that I had in my life and didn't ever really grasp the magic about that experience and how I actually survived something very scary. Fast forward now to the second story I'm going to share you. This one is even more scary. I was probably 21, maybe 2021. I was at a Christian college, getting a degree in Bible and to work in the church with people. And obviously, I'm not doing that any longer. So if you are new here, I'm a deconstructed, very strong evangelical Christian. And I spent many, many years studying the Bible, many, many years working in churches, and had my spiritual awakening in 2016, which took me away from all of that. And now I connect with spirit, which had been able to do my whole life and didn't realize I could do. And started walking a path of alignment with my true self, which is why I'm here sharing these things with you today. So at that time, when I was in the Christian college, I had a roommate and we lived in this apartment that was in this very old house. It was a very big, like 3-story house, and they had taken each floor and created different apartments within it. And so our apartment was at the very top in the attic, and it was just a 2-bedroom apartment. So it had the bedroom and the living room, and the kitchen was a part of the living room, and then just a tiny little bathroom. And it even had a fire escape because it was so high up. It had a fire escape little area that we would get out of the window and go sit on sometimes. So it was actually a very cute little apartment, but it was old, and it had a very old oven. It had this old gas stove oven. And at the time when I was living there, in order to use that, you would turn the gas on. If you don't know anything about this, some of you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You would turn the gas on, and then you would have to stick a match or a lighter inside of the oven to light the flame. One day, I decided randomly, I think maybe I was going to make some cookies or something. I don't know what I was going to cook, and I didn't do that very often. I'm not someone that likes really enjoys cooking. So that day I thought, I think I'm going to bake something in the oven. And so I went over, and I remember I turned the gas on and I opened the oven door, and I had my lighter and I was getting ready to light the flame, which I had done many times with no problem. And right when I was getting ready to light the flame, my phone rang. And I thought, well, I'll answer the phone and then come back and do this. So I shut the door to the oven, left the gas on, went and answered my phone, talked to my phone. I don't know how long, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. After I got done off the phone, I remember I went to the bathroom, and then in the bathroom, I start smelling gas. And I thought, oh, yeah, I was going to bake. So, totally oblivious that you could literally blow yourself up doing this, I went back into the kitchen. I opened the door, and I felt the gas fumes coming out as I opened the door. And just without even thinking, I got the lighter and I stuck the lighter in the oven and lit it. The next thing I do know, it was so scary. This flame came flying out at my face, and right when it hit about right here, it split to the side and right beside me. And I remember like my arms kind of got a little bit of fire on them, and then my hair, and it wasn't bad. So I ran to the bathroom and I was throwing water on me to get some of that off. And I sat there thinking, what just happened? And so I turned the gas off, I shut everything down. I've never used it again. And I always thought how crazy that that flame that came out of the oven came straight towards my face and then split to the side. Had that flame hit me, I could have died, first of all, blowing the entire place up. I could have blown the whole place up. And two, if I hadn't blown the place up, I definitely would have set myself on fire. So I look at that time and I've always thought about that. I've always thought about how rare or random that was that the flame split in front of me. And always thought, gosh, there's shit. I'm guessing there's something that protected me or something was standing in front of me, keeping the flame from coming at my face. But I never really saw it clearly in my head that I actually was protected by my guardian angel. The other night, when I was having all these insights and visions about the times that my guardian angel has stepped in to help me, and like for the instance with the water when I was young, and then a wreck that I got in my 20s, and then this experience, I saw very clearly myself, like it was like I was seeing a vision of that experience happening all over again. I saw myself looking and lighting, and I saw a guardian angel drop right in front of me, right as the flames came out and shifted the energy of the flames outward so that it didn't come towards me. Had the guardian angel not dropped in front of me at that time, I could have been killed, or I could have killed everybody else in that apartment complex. That guardian angel protected not just me, but everyone else around me in that instance. And that is just two examples of how powerful our guardian angels can guide us and protect us. I think we probably have things happen all the time on a daily basis sometimes that these guides and angels are dropping in and protecting us and stepping in place of something that maybe could have harmed us, and we have no idea that is taking place. So take a minute today or right now if you have time and think about through your life and experiences that you've had. Can you go back and notice, are there any times in your experience here in this current lifetime that you can think that had to have been a guardian angel or that had to have been something that protected me because I should not have survived that, or I should not have been okay? I should have been hurt in some kind of way and I wasn't. This doesn't take away from those experiences where people do. There are, and this is where it gets really hard and complicated, is that we made agreements before we came to earth on what we were going to experience and what we weren't. And we also have free will while we're here. And because we have free will, we need guides and angels and guardians to help us walk the path, because they have a full understanding that when we come to earth, we don't think like they do. We don't foresee consequences before they happen. We have the free will just to live our life. And if we're not really aware of something, we can get ourselves in trouble. Or maybe another human is not being aware, just like I wasn't being aware with the gas stove. And the guardian angel didn't just protect me, it protected everyone else around me. So maybe there have been times that your guardian angel stepped in because you were just being a human and you're just having an experience, and they had made an agreement to say, hey, if you get off track or if you do something that could possibly cause harm before it's time for you to have an experience, that wasn't in my soul path to have that experience of being burned at that time. But this is hard because some people might have that in their experience. But it doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong or there's any shame or blame that you could put on yourself that something didn't take place or you didn't get protected from something, or if you have a loved one that didn't get protected from something. So I just want to emphasize that it's one thing to hold on to the fact that I know that I was protected And another thing to be like, well, why don't they protect everybody or every circumstance? And that is because they fully understand our soul's desires and they fully understand the experience that we came to have. And they know what is aligned with our experience and what is not aligned with our experience. That's why being a human can be so difficult because we may not understand everything the way that it is happening, but we can trust those who are helping us in the non-physical realm, our spirit guides and our angels, to help guide us on the right path. Now, the more intuitive we get and the more we follow the soul prompts that guide us forward and not question those soul prompts, the less they have to step in and protect us, unless we get around another situation where another human maybe isn't aware of how their behaviors might cause harm for someone. And in that case, they can step in as well. But I think it's really magical to think about how many times we have been protected by our guardian angels without even realizing it. So share your story below. I would love to hear it. And I hope that was helpful for you to have that insight. I wish you the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I send you all the universal love. Namaste.